we're back in the greenhouse again for another lesson. Today, we've been talking a lot about plants, but today I thought it would be interesting to actually do an experiment that's going to show us how plants eat and drink. So we're going to start off with this story, and then we're going to do our experiment. So in order to do our experiment that's going to show us how plants eat and drink, you're going to need a plant. A good plant to do this with is celery. If you don't have celery, you could try maybe to do it with a flower. If you've got a daisy or a carnation or any sort of plant that has a long stem, that's a pretty plain color would work for this. Also for this, you're going to need 2 jars and some food coloring. Dark colors work best. If you're working with a green plant, you don't want to pick a green or yellow food coloring because then it won't show up. So you want to choose a red or a blue, something that doesn't match the color of your plant. And also some water. So we're going to read our story, and then we'll gather our materials and we'll get ready for our experiment. So the name of our story today is called I'm a Seed, and it's by Jean Marzolo and illustrated by Judith Moffett. I'm a Seed. I'm a Seed by Jean Marzolo. I'm a seed. I'm a seed too. I'm going to be a marigold when I grow up. Me too. Do we think that? Do they look the same? No, you're not. Why not? Because you're a different kind of seed. What kind of seed am I? How should I know? Wait and see. Wait? How long? And you can see they're both sending up those baby leaves. Not too long. See? We're growing. My stem grows up, up, up. My stem grows sideways. My leaves are small and perky. Mine are big and hairy. My flowers reach up to the sky. My flowers are hiding under my leaves. My petals are yellow, orange, and frilly. My petals have died. Now I have green balls. I have 20 flowers. My green balls have turned orange. What in the world am I? Have you guessed? A pumpkin plant. You grew 6 pumpkins. They're beautiful. Thank you. I'm very proud. You know what's inside of us? What? Seeds. When my seeds are planted, they will become new marigolds. And when my seeds are planted, they will become new pumpkins. There should be a name for this. There is. It's called life. Right? So that's how it goes. We start off as a seed and we grow up and then we make new ones. And here are their new babies. I'm a seed. I'm a seed too. So the specific page I want to talk to you guys about today is this page right here, where we start to see that the seed is growing away from its roots at the bottom. And the whole entire plant needs to get water to it. Water, when plants are growing, water needs to come, right? They don't drink milk or orange juice. Water needs to come up the stem and get to every single part of the plant. If that doesn't happen, the leaves will get brown and dry up. And if the leaves dry up, they won't make food. And if the leaves don't make food, then the plant won't live. So it's very, very important that water gets to come all through the plant. And it hits every single part that you see that is alive and healthy. So I'm going to show you exactly how plants do that. So we're going to clip in and we'll start our experiment. So the easiest way to do this is to, and this is a very simple experiment, but you can learn a lot of interesting stuff. You can really see a lot of stuff up close. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make your colored water jars, and there's no real trick to it. You're just going to add a lot of food coloring, because the darker you make it, the better the experiment will work. So we're going to put our food coloring in our jars, and then we're going to add some water. So in goes the red water, in goes the blue. Then we're going to add our celery. So we'll set these aside. And in order to put to get the celery to start drinking, right? We're going to talk about how plants eat and drink. We're going to cut off the bottom. And then we're going to just put them in our glasses. So this experiment is designed to show us how all plants eat and drink, because they all do it the same way. So we're going to tuck some into our red container, and we're going to tuck some into our blue container. Now, if you have a piece that's broken, like this, see how this one's broken? Try to use that one, because you're going to see something very amazing happen in this broken part. If you've ever eaten celery and you know you've gotten the strings in your teeth, that's what these are. And that's actually what we're talking about today. So we're going to put these aside. You're going to put them somewhere in your house that they're not going to get bumped or jostled. And tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to check them and see what changes have happened with your celery. Now, I went ahead and I did one of these last night. I'm going to show you what it is that happens. But it's sort of tricky to see it on camera, so I would really recommend that you try this one at home. It's really easy and it's not messy at all. So we've got our blue jar and we've got our red jar. And you can see, if I hold it up to the camera, that the tippy top of the celery has started to turn blue. And you can also see, oops, sorry about that, that it starts at the bottom, right? So the bottom has started to turn blue, and all of these little tubies are going to, like a drinking straw, pull the water up through the sides of the celery. See how it's starting to turn blue over here? All the way up to the tippy top.
These tubes are called xylem. All plants have xylem. They help bring the water from the roots all the way to the end of the leaves.
They're like big empty tubes or drinking straws. And if you peel them, you can see they're red all the way through. And that's because down at the bottom where the roots should be, these tubes go all the way up to the tippy top of the plant. And if my celery weren't so old, you can kind of see it starting to turn red on the leaves. Maybe it needs another day. But that is how even the tallest oak trees have nice green leaves on top, because the roots that are down in the earth, when it rains, they suck it up and it goes up these tubes all the way up to the tippy top of the tree. So I would recommend trying this at home. And like I said, the darker the food color is, the better it is. Another fun thing you can do, if you really want to get fancy, is when you could cut your celery into 2 pieces and put one leg in one container and one leg in the other, and see what happens at the top of the stalk. This one is a fun one to do if you have white flowers, like a white rose or a carnation or something like that, but it will work with celery too. So I hope you try this one at home. Come back tomorrow and we will learn even more about how plants eat and drink and grow. Now let's see what Millie's up to in the upstairs greenhouse. Hey! Millie! Oh, that's our... Up. We're planting that. Naughty Millie. Hey! Here, check out the letter.